Wait, did I just wash the dog or myself? Stop sounding like a robot. One little harsay changes everything. Ever wonder why you do things to yourself in Spanish? It's all about the magic of reflexive verbs.
Today, we are completely demystifying Spanish reflexive verbs. We're going to take this step by step, building a structural foundation that is so solid, you'll be confidently speaking about your own daily routines in no time at all. Let's dive right into this. Here is our Masterclass syllabus for today. First, we'll cover what reflexive verbs actually are. Second, we'll look at the pronoun chart. Third, we'll tackle those tricky stem-changing rules. Fourth, we'll conjugate your morning routine. And finally, we'll wrap up with the ultimate cheat sheet. So Section 1, what are reflexive verbs? Let's make sure we really understand the basics. Now, you might actually remember indirect object pronouns from some of our previous lessons. You know, those words like me, te, and le that show who an action is being done to. Well, reflexivity is deeply related to that, but it comes with a very specific structural twist. In grammar, the term reflexive simply means that an action is being performed upon oneself. The person doing the action and the person receiving the action are the exact same person. It is literally a closed loop. So how do you actually spot these verbs in the wild? It's pretty simple. When you're looking in a Spanish dictionary, you're going to know a verb is reflexive if it has the suffix se attached directly to the very end of the infinitive. Take a look at our example here, levantarse. The root, levantar, just means to raise up. But that se at the very end, that tells us the verb means to raise oneself up. That little suffix is an absolute dead giveaway. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why English speakers sometimes find this whole concept a bit tricky. In English, we really don't use reflexivity very often when we talk about our daily routines. We simply say, I put on my clothes. But look at the literal translation of the Spanish phrasing here. It translates to, I put on myself the clothing. In Spanish, that phrase is ponerse la ropa. Now, poner is to put, but ponerse is to put on oneself. When you really start looking at getting ready in the morning through this reflexive lens, the idea that you are washing yourself, dressing yourself, waking yourself, the Spanish phrasing suddenly makes perfect logical sense. Let's move on to Section 2, the reflexive pronoun chart. It is time to build out your grammar toolkit. Go ahead and grab your notebook and your pencil, your lápiz, because here is our famous chart, and you'll want to write this down. We absolutely need to know exactly which pronouns to use to indicate who is receiving the action. If you remember those indirect object pronouns we talked about earlier, you're in luck, because these are almost identical, which makes learning them incredibly efficient. Let's look at the left column first, which represents our singular pronouns. I want you to listen very closely to my phonetic pronunciation here. We have me, which means to myself, te, to yourself, and se, to himself, herself, or yourself formal. Notice that really crisp Spanish E vowel sound at the end of each one. Mi, te, se. Okay, now for the right column, the plural side. We have nos, to ourselves, os, to yourselves, and se, to themselves or yourselves formal. Go ahead and commit these to your memory bank right now. Say them with me. Mi, te, se. Nos, os, se. Excellent work. So how do we actually use these in a real sentence? Well, I want to teach you my absolute favorite visual technique. I call it the pocket analogy. Let's use the verb acostarse, which means to shave oneself. Step 1. I want you to take that se suffix off the end of the verb and physically imagine putting it right into your pocket. Just hold it there for a second. Step 2. You are now left with the normal ar verb, afeitar. Conjugate it for your subject just like you normally would. So if I want to say I shave, I drop the ar and add o, giving us afeito. Step 3, reach back into your pocket, pull out that reflexive pronoun you saved, and match it to your subject. Since I'm the one doing the shaving to myself, the se becomes me. Finally, you just place it right in front of the conjugated verb. The result? Me afeito. I shave myself. See? Beautifully structured, step by step. All right, Section 3, stem-changing rules. It's time to tackle the rule breakers. Okay, it is time to level up. We are going to take reflexive verbs one step further by mixing them with some notorious rule breakers. Yes, we are diving into stem-changing reflexive verbs. Now, this requires just a little bit of architectural thought, but I promise you have the tools to handle it. The absolutely crucial point here, our golden rule, is this. You likely remember from previous lessons that to find out exactly where a vowel stem change occurs in a regular Spanish verb, we count the syllables. If a verb has 2 syllables, the change happens in the first. If it has 3 syllables, the change happens in the middle. But wait, these reflexive verbs have an extra syllable just dangling at the end. So what do? Here is the secret. We do not count the se suffix as a syllable. You have to ignore it completely when doing your syllable math. let's look at exactly how this works with some highly common daily verbs. Pay close attention to the rhythmic pronunciation here. Let's start with despertarse, to wake oneself up. Cover up the se in your mind. We are left with despertar, 3 syllables. Therefore, the stem change happens right in the middle, changing that middle E to an IE. Next is sentarse, to sit oneself down. Cover the se, sentar, 2 syllables. The change happens in the first syllable, E to IE. Then we have acostarse, to put oneself to bed. Cover the se, acostar, 3 syllables. That middle O is going to change to UE. Next, dormirse, to fall asleep. Dormir, 2 syllables. The first O changes to UE. And finally, divertirse, to enjoy oneself or have fun. Divertir, 3 syllables. The middle E changes to IE. You see, by ignoring that suffix for just a moment, the math works out perfectly every single time. Moving to section 4, conjugating your morning routine. Let's look at some real-world application. Reflexive verbs are literally the absolute backbone of almost everything you do when you wake up in the morning. Listen closely to the authentic articulation of these vital routine verbs. We have levantarse, to get oneself up out of bed, then lavarse, to wash oneself. Next is bañarse, to bathe oneself. Actually, here is a really fun contextual nugget for you. If you have ever asked, ¿Dónde está el baño? Where is the bathroom? You are using a noun directly from this exact verb, bañarse. Pretty cool, right? Moving on, we have maquillarse, to put makeup on oneself. For your hair, you can use cepillarse, to brush, or peñarse, to comb oneself. And wonderfully, in Spanish, even eating your morning meal is reflexive. You use desayunarse, to eat breakfast oneself. Now notice how beautifully all of our rules just click together here. Let's conjugate a stem changer entirely. We will use acostarse, to put oneself to bed. Remember our stem change, O to UE, and remember the classic boot rule from our previous verbs, where the nosotros and vosotros forms outside the boot do not take the stem change. Watch the pronouns and stems align. I put myself to bed, me acuesto. You put yourself to bed, te acuestas. He or she puts themselves to bed, se acuesta. Now, outside the boot, no stem change for we put ourselves to bed, nos acostamos. Plural, you put yourselves to bed, os acostáis. And finally, back inside the boot for they put themselves to bed, se acuestan. The reflexive pronoun always matches the subject, and the stem changes exactly where it's supposed to. And that brings us to section 5, the ultimate cheat sheet. This is your rapid reference guide. First off, I have to congratulate you on your excellent focus. You have absorbed a lot of high-level grammatical architecture today. Let's lock all of this in. Cheat sheet part 1. These are your essential mechanics. Without these pronouns, the verb just isn't reflexive. Say them with me mentally one more time. Me, te, se, nos, os, se. Remember, these sit directly in front of your conjugated verb. They are literally the mirror reflecting the action right back onto the subject. Cheat sheet part 2. When you encounter a reflexive verb out in the real world, just trust the process. Step 1, pull off that se suffix and put it in your pocket. Step 2, if it's a stem changer, count the syllables of the root verb only, completely ignoring that se, to find out exactly where that vowel changes. Step 3, conjugate that root verb for your subject. And step 4, take that suffix out of your pocket, change it to match your subject, and place it firmly in front of the verb. If you follow those 4 steps, I guarantee you will accurately conjugate any reflexive verb in the entire Spanish language. You now have the vocabulary, you have the pronouns, and you have the structural rules. Your foundational toolkit is totally complete. So I want to leave you with this final thought and just a little bit of homework. Tomorrow morning, as you're getting ready for the day, I want you to mentally narrate what you are doing. Ask yourself, how would you confidently translate your very own daily morning routine into Spanish using these reflexive verbs? From me despierto to me levanto to me cepillo, I want you to start applying this today.
You've just mastered your morning routine in Spanish. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop your own daily routine in the comments using a reflexive verb, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more grammar lessons.